6 April 2003, central Iraq. A monstrous sandstorm has swallowed Baghdad and everything south of it. Visibility on the ground is less than 50 meters in places. Two A-10 Thunderbolt 2s, call signs DMOB 71 and 72, are orbiting high above the yellow haze on a routine armed reconnaissance mission. In the lead jet, Lieutenant Colonel Raymond T. Donk Strasburger. On his wing, Captain Greg Billy Bob Thornton. Suddenly, the radio crackles with panic. Any available aircraft, this is Advance 6, Task Force 269 Armor. We are in heavy contact at Muthana Bridge. Multiple T-72s east of the Tigris firing direct fire across the river. We have no anti-armor capability left. If they cross the bridge, it's over. The voice belongs to their friend, First Lieutenant John Coke Blocker, an A-10 pilot himself acting as forward air controller with the ground force. Donk and Billy Bob look at each other through their canopies. No other jets are close. The storm is so bad that fast movers can't even find the battlefield. There is only one option. Donk keys the mic. Are you ready? Billy Bob. Yeah. Both Warthogs roll inverted and dive straight into the sandstorm. Inside the cloud, it's like flying through muddy water. They descend to 200 feet above the ground, sometimes lower, using the Tigris River as their only visual reference when it appears through breaks in the dust. On the ground, Coke Blocker is crouched behind a Humvee, bullets snapping overhead. Iraqi infantry are pushing hard and T-72s are hammering the American positions with 125mm main guns. Coke screams into the radio, "Donk, we need you now! I mean right now!" Donk, "We're coming, brother. Hang on." The two A-10 level out barely above the rooftops of southern Baghdad. Buildings flash past the wings at 300 knots. Finally, the Muthana Bridge appears through the murk. "Break left." Billy Bob peels off, giving Donk the first run. Donk roars over the bridge at 50 feet. The jet blast alone knocks Iraqi soldiers flat. He looks back, trying to spot targets, but the dust swallows everything after a second. He needs to mark the enemy side so Coke can confirm. "I'm dropping a mark." He ripples white phosphorus rockets. Nothing comes out. Malfunction. No time. He punches the flare button instead. A string of blazing flares arcs across the eastern riverbank. Even through the storm, Coke sees the glow. "Donk, you're right on it. No friendlies east of the bridge." "You are cleared hot." Copy. Cleared hot. Donk rolls in again. This time, every Iraqi 23mm and 57mm gun that can hear him opens fire. Tracers look like glowing orange waterfalls rising toward him. Donk ignores them, spots a BMP charging the bridge, lines up and squeezes the trigger. Brrrt! The GAU-8/A. Avenger cannon spits 70 rounds per second. The BMP disintegrates in a cloud of fire and steel. Donk pulls off hard right, skimming rooftops as tracers chase him through the dust. His cockpit suddenly lights up with warnings. Hydraulics? Engine? He checks everything. Nothing is leaking. Controls feel normal. Only the ballistic computer for the gun is dead. The fancy pipper is gone. He'll have to shoot old school for the rest of the fight. He clears Billy Bob and DMOB 72 and hot from the south. Billy Bob dives through the storm, finds a T-72 sitting broadside, and unloads a 3-second burst straight through the roof. The tank explodes spectacularly. Good hit. He's burning on the west side of the traffic circle. Both pilots are now in a brutal rhythm. Dive through the tracers, shoot, pull up into the storm, roll back in. Fuel is burning fast, but they keep pressing. Billy Bob spots another T-72. "I've got a second T-72, eastern side of the roundabout. Confirm clear?" Coke, "Clear back in. Hit it." Billy Bob rolls in again. The tank explodes into a massive fireball. He's so low he feels the heat through the canopy. Then, without warning, a Manpad's missile streaks past his left wing by less than 5 feet. He never even saw it coming. He brakes hard west, heart pounding, then immediately turns back around. There are still trucks full of ammunition on the east bank. One more pass. He shreds the supply convoy, secondary explosions lighting up the dust cloud like fireworks. Donk, still flying with only iron sights, launches a Maverick missile blind through the storm using the TV screen. The missile finds a BMP and turns it into a torch. The effect on the battlefield is immediate. The Republican Guard tanks stop firing. Without fire support, the Iraqi infantry assault collapses. They start pulling back into the city. Koch's voice finally shows relief. Enemy is breaking contact. They're pulling back. You guys are saving our asses. But the 8AA is still reaching for them. Donk, Bob, one more run each. Then we're bingo fuel. Let's kill those guns. Billy Bob finds the first 23mm battery that had been plaguing them all fight and turns it into scrap metal. Donk comes in right behind him and silences the second gun with a long, angry burst. Koch comes back on the radio, almost laughing through the stress. D-Mob, you are making battalion and company commanders very happy right now. If you can keep doing that as much as possible, I know you're eating AAA, just be safe. But keep rolling in. Donk checks the fuel gauge. They are at the pre-briefed bingo number, but he does the math again in his head. They can squeeze 500 more pounds, revising bingo fuel minus 500. Both jets turn for one final look. No more tanks are moving toward the bridge. The East Bank is burning in a dozen places. Koch, D-Mob, second flight of A-10s, 5 minutes out. Guys down here send their regards. Good work, boys. Drinks are on me when we get home. Donk. Copy that, Koch. Good luck down. There, see you at the bar. 40 minutes after they dove into the storm, Donk and Billy Bob climb back above the dust, wings heavy but hearts light, and point their battered Warthogs west toward base. Result on the ground. Task Force 269 held the bridge, suffered almost no casualties, and not a single vehicle lost to enemy fire. For their extraordinary courage, airmanship, and devotion to the soldiers on the ground that day, Lieutenant Colonel Raymond Donk Strasburger, Silver Star Captain Greg Billy Bob Thornton, Silver Starb, First Lieutenant John Koch, Blocker Bronze Star with V, and Air Force Commendation Medal with V, all three made it home from the war. This remains one of the most legendary A-10 missions of the entire 2003 invasion, proof that when everything else fails, the Warthog and its pilots will still fly through hell itself to bring their brothers home.